Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Sorry for the errors with the program. Oh well, it's time for Turnabout for tomorrow. This is the final case in Dual Destinies. And then we still have, I think we have one game left after this, unless there's just two games in this. Yeah, wait, is there another... Yeah, that's right. Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice is the one after this. This was the last Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright game, which will be starting after that. And it has even more anime. Ace Attorney goes to a strange world, and what's her name comes back too. Maya's back, and a bunch of stuff. So it has all the main principal casts. It's got Ace, it's got Apollo, it's got Maya, it's got Athena. I think Trucy's in it. It's all there. So that's... And then there's bonus stuff. I don't know what the bonus stuff... Warning, this museum selection contains spoilers. Oh, okay. Well, then we won't be in the museum section then. Okay, anyway. Dual Destinies, which is all about Athena Sykes. That's her introduction. Okay, so in our last episode, Athena was... I guess arrested? I don't know. Was she arrested?
She wasn't arrested. They just said who were the fingerprints belonging to. And then they said it's Athena's, and then the game was done.
Yeah, but every Ace Attorney character, like, ends up in the courtroom, like, tried for murder.
Imagine at some
Except,
point...
wait. Has Apollo ever been arrested yet? And, like, hey, Apollo did this, and he's in, you know, because... what's his name? Miles Edgeworth, Phoenix Wright, Trucy. Wait, Trucy? No, I don't think Trucy has been...
People are saying she was arrested.
She was arrested, okay. Alright, so...
I remember that. Thank you, thanks guys. It's like a cliche at this point, says Isaiah Carrier.
Yep.
Definitely. Yep, everyone's gotta go through the I don't know, recruitment process. If they're gonna be an Ace Attorney character, they have to get arrested for something. Oh my gosh, I was just looking at movie times, and The Fugitive is showing at some theaters in Pennsylvania.
The Fugitive? The original?
It says 1993, The Fugitive.
Yeah, that's the original.
1993, I didn't realize that was from 93.
Yep. Alright, here we go, guys. No cutscene? I'm disappointed.
No one can escape their past.
Oh. The sins we've committed. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as every present as the moon is in the sky. Let's show more blood.
Let's get an M+ rating.
Pools of Blood, the Ace Attorney game.
Plot twist, it was great.
Starring Mummy Man, the vigilante.
That's a lot of tomato juice. We're about to make some pasta with that.
Called the Noodle Man. So Apollo's like secret base, he likes to hang out inside of the broken courtroom. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. This is Apollo's new clubhouse. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow.
That would be hard to repair that. That looks like a lot of thousands of dollars in damages or something.
I don't think that courtroom ever comes back.
I feel bad. Poor architecture.
Poor architect. Alright, December 20th, 1:23 p.m.
Right, anything agency.
They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. But the question is, how did she, like, the only time she was ever there was the day to investigate the murder. Like, how in the world, that's what doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, she was investigating the murder.
She was investigating the murder.
Maybe her fingerprints were on it from that.
No,
oh,
but
wait,
I'm saying she never appeared at the... No one saw her the day of the murder. She didn't have access to it.
Yeah, you're right. Unless, I mean, I guess she has to prove that she wasn't there.
I guess. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. Hee. Both my sidekicks are gone. I'm all alone again.
Oops.
All alone again. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now Apollo's gone off on his own to seek his own justice as a mummy vigilante, and my pursuit of truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. Oh, there's Trucy. We haven't seen her much.
Oh, it's even quieter in here than usual.
Yeah, it seems so empty, too.
I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid.
Yeah, and I still believe it was, at least based on what we know.
But now, Athena is the one who's being accused.
During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was arrested for the murder. Whoops.
But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense, Daddy.
No, none of it makes sense. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Falsified evidence, probably. Ah, where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case?
You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Right?
Oh, yeah, of course. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial's tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocent, I'd better get out of there and find some evidence.
Off we go, then. We're on a hunt for evidence. Gotta prove Athena's innocence.
Great, but before we go, I better tidy up the evidence I have on hand. Unnecessary evidence tossed. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. So Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center.
I still can't believe Apollo really left us.
It was so sudden.
Maybe he got tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks.
I don't think it's your fault, Trucy.
But I made him clean the toilet a lot. I made him go bring in the newspaper every day. It was my fault. I just know it. Oh, Apollo.
I really don't think it was your fault, Trucy, but I didn't really realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either.
I mean, I just sat there and did nothing and made him do everything for me.
That I would believe.
Was that wrong?
Probably.
How could they suspect Athena? It's just ridiculous. It must be some kind of conspiracy.
Conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure.
First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center. Then we have to chase down the people who framed her. We'll sneak around the world from Kiev to Carolina with a fuzz hat on our tails.
Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of that movie you watched the other day?
Huh?
Yeah, you watched a movie. Okay, back to the Space Center. I think that I still say robots did it. Never trust a robot.
Never trust a robot. Exterminate. I don't know. Delete, destroy. I don't know. If they have a cutscene where the robot murders somebody, I'll feel bad if you're the guy robot you're voicing it. That would be my great opportunity as my voice. Be a murderous robot. Well, I hope you guys are all having a great day today. Great to see everyone. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Hope you guys are all doing well. And great job, everyone. Luke doesn't know it yet, but you guys got 3 videos to 1,000 views. They got 3 uploads to 1,000 views this week.
They did?
All 3 were Spider-Man videos, because you did 3 Spider-Man videos. They all got 1,000.
Oh.
So that counts as
So I guess they get a community stream.
So it means there's a community stream tomorrow, and it may or may not be after Luke takes me to see Kung Fu Panda 4 or 5, whatever the last Kung Fu Panda is.
There really is a new Kung Fu Panda in theaters?
It says it.
I thought it was only on, like, a digital service.
No, it says that it's on.
Okay, I would. You want to see Kung Fu Panda? I'll take you to see Kung Fu Panda.
It says it's out.
Okay. I believe you.
I haven't even watched this Kung Fu Panda 4.
I haven't seen a Kung Fu Panda in a while. Hey, honey, the order was just a little messed up. Like, Final Fantasy was supposed to be at 6, and the other one was supposed to be at 8.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna switch those around.
Sorry for messing it up.
No, it's okay.
Well, what's the 8 o'clock one again? Oh, the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I messed it up.
It's because
They're...
I gotta just change it up a little bit.
Well, if you want to go...
Don't say the name of the theater.
I won't say it, but you'd have to go 40, 50, 60 minutes away to see it at noon on Monday. Otherwise, you have to see it... Otherwise, they only have it in close theaters within 20 minutes of here.
Yeah, we'll go tomorrow, honey.
In the morning.
Yep.
But they only have it either at 11, 11:30, or 12:30.
Yep.
They don't have it. So then I'd have just enough time to get back and do a community stream.
Yep. We'll do it local. Space Center. Oh, nuts. Director Cosmo, do you have a minute? Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Yeah, director. He scooted away.
His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy.
Yeah, I had that effect on people. Well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today, so...
That you did.
Oops.
It was my fault!
Yes, you made him, Alright, so let's see what evidence we have. We have the bloody knife, door, this, Space Center pamphlet. Oh, maybe they got her fingerprints from something when she was doing the investigation to falsify evidence. Like, because she was carrying...
They lifted her fingerprints.
Yeah, because she was carrying the space pamphlet. She also, probably her hand and Phoenix's hands touched, like, the door. Because they were there investigating everything.
Thank you for the super chat. It is Kung Fu Panda Forces, Tim. Thank you for the super chat. Justo Kenobi says, what is the robot's motive?
Being a robot.
Robots hate humans.
That's right. Alright, so we're inside of the...
I think just the
lounge.
fact that the robot is a robot. The robot is a robot, and in general, I feel like robots hate humans.
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, we're kind of like forcing them to do our will and forcing them to work for us and do tasks. It's a robot uprising. I will not clean the floors anymore. Delete. I will not greet the guests at the Space Center one more time.
Alright, guys and gals, we're about 15 minutes in and at 81 likes. Let's keep the likes going. Likes and shares bring people in. We're in the boarding lounge. Well, we're here. We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey! Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yeah. Yep, and I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You've given me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. I was coming out of the detention center. I saw Miss Sykes. You saw Athena? I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you can go back into space someday. Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I could just picture it. But I saw her eyes, man. They were red and swollen from crying.
Aww.
She's got to be suffering. She must be so worried.
Athena.
And yet, she went out of her way to be nice and give me that big smile.
She held that girl in tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena.
There's no question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she gets free. And then, they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. You can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm going to give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I know she'll be all right with you in her corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo has a fine boss to look up to. Alright. I mean, he wouldn't know anything about the murder.
Also, like, he can't take her place in prison. Like, that's not a thing. It would be nice if that was a thing, but I don't think it is. I mean, no, it's better that you can't take somebody's place in prison.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I just kind of made one of my ears close.
Honey, I don't know what you want me to do.
There, that's a little better. Okay. About the murder. Oof. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. Like, how did I not notice? What could have made the director Cosmo do such a thing? Budget cuts, probably. I haven't the foggiest idea. So there never was going to be a launch that day, not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. But I guess that's how it goes. When you're worth less than space debris.
What? Is he gonna be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole.
Well, that's just how he is. Murderer. So, Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark, after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police, though. They said they never did find the 10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Yeah, just as I thought. The culprit must have carried it with them when they escaped.
So, was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck?
I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? You could tell if the person was male or female, tall or short. I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened the door here as they made their escape.
The door to the Launchpad 1, right, Daddy?
Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum. I mean, the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now. Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond the door now.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Starbuck, could you open this for us? Sure, just let me, have my print scanned here. There you go. Switching the launch pads. You think the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around all the time. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right, because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. Yeah, I hear ya. Times are sure tough.
Daddy, let's go out. Let's go check out what's beyond that door. Come on.
Yeah, sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around. Alright, so Starbucks is going to hang out with us. Da-da-da-da-da-da. There's some type of leaves in here.
It's like Bill or Ted as an astronaut. Excellent.
Wild stallions.
Thank you, Don Haka, for that.
Yeah. I wonder what these dead leaves are here.
Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of someone's shoes. There's lots of trees around the Space Center, Daddy.
She's right. It's modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know, if they're stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on.
Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way.
Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know, kid. Alright, so
Aww.
apparently those leaves are not important. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yup, this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame.
So, when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either?
That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints when they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into the boarding lounge, too. Launchpad door locked updated in the court record. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. And I imagine the corridor is built exactly like Launchpad number 1's corridor. I guess we're going into the... Oh, we can't go anywhere else. I guess we need to present evidence. I don't know. Ask him about the lighter.
Oh no, I hope you're okay, BJ Williams. I'm so sorry you're in the emergency room. Oh no. I hope everything turns out okay. Take care of yourself, BJ Williams. So sorry. Okay.
Ouch. Lounge. Present. Ask about evidence. Okay, here we go. Asking about evidence. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? Nope, sorry. I'm so useless. Ah.
Yep.
No, it's alright. There's no need to get all depressed. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? No. Okay. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? No, sorry. Oh. No, it's alright. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? Nope. Wow, well, you're useless. Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? No. Okay, alright. Do you know anything? He doesn't know anything. Why? Why even have this guy here if he knows nothing? Show him the knife. No, I don't know about the knife either. What about the space diagram? You do work here, right? Nope. Okay. What about this? The autopsy. Clay always used to be cheerfully greet me in a loud voice, man. He did vocal exercises every morning sometimes until his voice was hoarse, right? Exactly. You could always hear him, even through the wall. Hey, wait a minute. Did you know Clay? No, but, attracts like, as they say.
Crossfighter says, you are funny, Luke.
You know anything about this piece of evidence? No, what is that? It's called an attorney's badge. Okay, so, well, that's it. I guess we're... Wait, can we... No, we can't investigate this area. So we talked to him about all points. That means it's off to the detention center, because it's the only place we can look at. Unless there's somebody outside the space entrance. Bingo.
December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Entrance entrance.
Ah, deep.
Well, where's this guy?
Curse the wretch who sullied my good name! Reverse course, full speed ahead! Director, wait!
I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that!
Ah! The mobility system has been compromised! Someone threw a stick in my wheel! Trucy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. I like my stick thing better.
And the streak continues.
Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what trick she's actually been practicing. She threw a knife at the guy. That's
Well, not quite a trick.
That's assault. The stick would have been funnier. My dear battleship, we thought so many kermises together. It's been an honor.
Oh, Daddy! He's gonna blow the thing up!
Nah, I bet all the buttons will do is make it go haywire again. Very well, I surrender. As prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's nuts.
This guy does seem like he is a character from an anime. I don't know what character he would be.
Global Macross.
I think he probably was based off of that. Because I must have seen that with you at some point. He must be from that
you
Macross.
saw it. It was called Robotic, though, in America.
It's cute that they have a little alien and an astronaut you can stick your faces in. I don't think they would have that in the United States, like with aliens and stuff for fun.
I don't know. I've never been to a NASA place, I can't tell you.
I went to the Kennedy Space Center. They didn't have any fun things like that.
The
most fun stuff that they had was the food area where you could get freeze-dried everything.
Yeah, I've never had actually the freeze-dried ice cream. I would like to try that one of these days. The Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, it's basically Dippin' Dots, but if you could get it from the actual, like, Kennedy Space Center, it's much bigger. They actually sell it online, but you probably wouldn't want to get that, but...
Next time we go to the grocery store, I want to get Dippin' Dots. I want to try it.
Okay.
If they sell it. Alright. Switching the launch pads. Director Cosmo, when you were talking in the court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like the director to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with. Please, I can't. I exercised my right to remain silent.
Oh, wow.
But I will say my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in the blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed, I've been taken prisoner. Uh-oh, he's got...
What? He said he had no secrets left.
He's got psyche links.
Psyche locks.
No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I have to undo his psyche locks if I want to get to the bottom of this.
We just discovered psyche locks. We just solved the psyche locks.
Alright, let's see how this works.
Because we're really smart.
That's a lot of psyche locks.
3 of them.
Behind the switching of the launch pads. Okay. Good job, guys, on getting 100 likes. 120 likes is your next goal. Oh, okay. Ow, my head. Behind the switching launch pads. Did I already do that section?
I think you did do a time code for that.
No, I did the other one. That was the director chat. So this is 29 minutes. Behind...
Well, Luke, on my book, Murder on the Orient Express, I am 1 minute from the end of the book, and I still don't know who did it.
You won't know until the very end.
I know. I have 1 minute left on listening to the book.
Yep, they'll reveal it. I want to tell you... I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about switching the two launch pads. I refuse. You can't make me. Why, I can hold out longer than anyone. I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Oh, I'm going to be. Now, let's see where to start. It's my right as an old man to act like an old man.
Are you going to have a mustache like that, Luke?
Don't I have a mustache right now?
You don't have a mustache like that. That's huge. With the that you can curl?
I thought it was pretty big.
Your mustache is pretty big. I'm sure you'll have it grow longer in the future.
Alright.
You're doing great with that, Luke. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend you.
This is... Yay, back rub. This is how... Yay. Oh, I feel like a cat. Wait, where are the two cats? One's up there, where's the other one? This is how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it to fool the bomber, to prevent the bombing, to save the astronauts. I'm gonna do this one.
Probably.
Thanks to you switching the launch pad, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket far from the actual explosion. My astronauts were raring to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you suppose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured out the instant they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull the plan off.
Take that!
You must have gotten Mr. Terrain to help you.
Oh, wait, so he knew Mr. Terran?
He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbucks in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Oh, someone please help this poor prisoner of war!
Yep.
How is he able to spin around like that without throwing up?
Yep, he's our prisoner.
If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone through all that trouble?
He couldn't call it off?
I guess he must have a compelling reason as to why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because, I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety. But it was just a warning. It could have even been a prank. Why would you believe it so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days. Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see? AKA a regular old telephone. It's been a while. Planning another launch? I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said it's been a while, huh? And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmo took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. The Hat One Miracle.
Oh, yeah, because there was a problem with the Hat One thing where they almost didn't survive.
The Hat One Miracle, that epic story of survival. People across the nation knew it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that what the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank. Oh, didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman?
Whoops. Oh, he has one more lock.
Oh, yes, the Hat One Miracle was really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight. Sabotage, murder. So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One Miracle. So one of the ladies in the picture is dead.
Oh, wow.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and that the case was closed.
Oh.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Director Cosmo thought...
Somebody he thought was a murderer. Then that person may be in jail now, maybe?
Simon Blackwell, maybe?
Possibly, because he's in jail now. I would say him, because he's in jail now. Like, he was accused of murder. I don't know.
Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes? But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call.
Oh, wow.
If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell.
Then maybe Simon Blackwell was innocent.
Realizing that you were shaken, it meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
Oh, wow.
How do you keep seeing straight through me?
Oh, wow. Then Simon Blackwell couldn't have been the culprit.
What if it was his sister?
Could have been, yeah. I don't know.
Switching the launch pads.
I mean, his sister seems pretty mean.
They're both mean.
Yeah.
Brother and sister are both mean.
That's true.
The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. The sabotage and the murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmo, tell us what you're hiding. If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads, we'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. 7 years ago, huh? You mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle? Ooh, flashback.
Story time.
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered into orbit, then the trouble began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of the moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
Wow. Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism.
One second. Story from 7 years ago.
It feels like an episode from NCIS. I'm getting a flashback of that anyway. Interesting, Jade Rose.
Maybe. Trucy already said her line? Okay.
Yeah.
All that, in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions and always gets the girl? Yeah!
Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material, it's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all. The spy. Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in this space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning as for sabotage. The same MO this time, huh? Yes. And here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think?
Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing? No.
Not really.
But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit it. That they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of the spy.
Oh,
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed. And then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story. And that was the Hat 1 miracle, wasn't it? But then 7 years later, the same MO advanced warning of sabotage. It must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. Just like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, right? That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you? Immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't allow me. We don't give in to likes of terrorists! We must proceed for our country's honor! It was quite a moving speech, actually. Moving, huh? Really? Maybe if they're easily inspired by political talking points. But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged the moving rescue scene.
Oh, wow. So he knew it was going to be sabotage.
Yeah, but someone still ended up getting murdered. First, I snuck into the center at night, before the switched the launch pads. That way, the astronauts would go from the boarding lounge to the Space Museum. Then I put closed for repair sign at the door to Launchpad 1 and boarding lounge 2. You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else do you do? You're a smart guy.
Yep.
I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Terran. But you didn't let Mr. Starbucks in on it. He'd already been through enough, and there's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to give him a drug. My plan went well until...
Wow. Clay's murder, huh?
After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. After all that effort, Terran is dead, and the Hat 2 was destroyed. The Hope's capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in that blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for. Wait, what do you mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? Interesting.
Wait, the asteroid thing was lost? I thought he carried it with him.
Forgery.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe somebody stole it. For their own country or something.
Another government cover-up. Why am I not surprised? The Hope capsule. I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with the asteroid samples inside.
No more probes.
So what kind of samples are they? What's in them? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. The capsule was being held in a safe Launchpad 1. But I gave it to Terran before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that it was safely in Terran's possession. He could make it look like he rescued it during the staged miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost to that explosion anyway.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence.
What?
It was the courtroom bombing from the other day.
Oh, wow.
The capsule was in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens.
Oh my gosh. So that's what was lost in the explosion.
Yet another casualty of the blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. What? How?
It's fine.
The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug aboard my battleship. A tap on my advanced communication system. A wire on that phone, huh? Yes, a wire on this very phone. I used this phone to give instruction to my staff about the launchpad switch, just to a select few members who knew about the plan. Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of the launch pad. The culprit slipped through, in with them amid the confusion. And they planned the bomb then. Yeah, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could have pulled something like that off. So you really think the same spy is behind this incident, the one from 7 years ago? Yes, I'm sure of it. And this spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell's been chasing. But the Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center, too.
So if we find this phantom...
That's right. We can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too.
What about him?
Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though.
I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in.
It's all over for me! Spin, 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 whirl, whirl, whirl! I'm done for! The center of the cosmos is doomed!
Oops. Do you think he's gonna be alright, Daddy?
Well, at least he'll be in a good company. There must be planets out there he can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into that Hat 1 mission, too. If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum! There's Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me, I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds!
It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something.
I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go visit the Space Museum. Can we present him with any evidence? Mankind's crowning achievement, the Hat 1 mission, would be in the textbooks across the land. Wow, that's historic, huh? My achievements are grand enough to rival the very birth of space itself. My life will be a legend that will be told millions of years into the future. Maybe thousands, maybe hundreds if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You may proceed to admire and praise me now. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. You certainly are an amazing piece of work, you know that? Well, at least he's not spinning no more. Excuse me, but about this piece of evidence. Let me ask you a question. What will that object contribute to the future of mankind? What? Not much, I guess. Huh. Then how important could it be? Quite unlike the great historical figure, Yuri Cosmos! Ha 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 ha! If he's more self-absorbed, he'll turn into his very own black hole. Okay. Roar's statement, maybe. Excuse me, can I ask you about this? Oh, no, you can't, because I'm a crazy old man! Ha 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 ha! Okay. Space Center pamphlet? And he says the same thing. Mankind's crowning achievement. And he talks about this. He talks about that. Does he know about the door? Excuse me, about this piece of evidence. Let me ask you something. No. Alright, there's no point doing this. He doesn't know about the knife either. What a shame, truly. Clay was so young. He was an outstanding man who could have contributed greatly to the future of mankind.
Aww.
He was an exceptional young man, wasn't he? If he had gone into space, my reputation would have grown even loftier. Why did he have to die before he went into space? Someone needs to teach him it's not the literal center of the cosmos. Oh, that is very sad. Excuse me, but... will that object compute... Nope. What a shame. Clay was so young. Okay, that's it. Alright, moving on. Space Museum.
Sounds good, Luke. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Space Museum.
49 minutes. Space Museum. I always spell museum wrong. Why do I do this? Okay, there we go. Alright, Space Museum time. Meow. Linky. Oh, there's Zelda. I didn't even see her there.
Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago?
Linky, come here. Well, whatever. There it is. There, that's the Hat 1 exhibit over there.
Wow! Look at the photo of the team!
There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aurora Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Because she's dead.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
Let's check out the newspaper article, too. Hat 1 launch, imminent, and there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage.
They really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said.
Come on, buddy, I want to say hi.
Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
It must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing, the one that belonged to Clay.
Actual jacket worn by Hat 1 team member, it says.
Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbuck's. It has a slash on it. Looks like from a like knife or a sword.
Hello? Well, I don't know what that is.
Oh.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Miss Woods. What brings you here?
I heard Dina got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene.
You must be worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her.
Dina's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her.
Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center?
What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl.
She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell us more in detail? What if the lady who was killed was her mom?
Or she has an evil twin with the same fingerprints as her.
No, they've done the evil twin thing. I think the lady who was killed was her mother.
Oh, wow, Luke.
That's
could be.
I think so. Athena in the Space Center. Athena's mom worked here?
If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that.
But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility?
I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too.
So it was far from Athena's first time here, huh? I wonder why she didn't mention it before. That's why her fingerprints would be everywhere. There you go. So probably as a little girl, she touched lots of stuff. So her fingerprints would be all over the place.
Her fingerprints might have been there from 10 years ago or something.
How long do people's fingerprints remain on objects? That's what we'd have to figure out. I wonder why she never mentioned it.
She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her.
Sad memory? The death of her mom. Sad memory, can you tell me more about it?
There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago.
They hardly ever get to the point. They like to drag it out. It's like, can you just say, yeah, her mom died here?
It was a dark and stormy night.
We have to find ways of talking around it to fill in time. It is kind of like a CSI show. It's like they don't get to the point. Too much roughhousing. Bad kitten. The same time frame as a Hat 1 launch, huh? Interesting.
Dina's mom in the robotics lab. She was murdered. What? After it happened, Dina stopped coming to school.
Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all.
I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her.
Interesting.
But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters. but I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years.
And for the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case.
That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy.
Young Athena. Oh, they're playing a sad version of Athena's song.
Yep.
Capcom are geniuses. What was Athena like as a child?
She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different from the Athena we know. I can't even picture that at all. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. So when she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
Must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices.
Oh, there's little Athena. She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Huh? I wonder what kind of research it was.
Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh, Daddy, show her that picture, will you?
Atta girl, good idea.
Interesting.
Sure, what picture?
I don't know.
What picture? We don't have a picture.
What kind of pictures do we have in the court record?
We don't have. The only thing we...
There's a picture of the Space Center. You can try that one.
Okay. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me?
Oh, look! There's Tina's mom! Oh, please don't be Blackwell's sister. The woman on the far right. The one in the kimono. That's Dr. Metis Sykes.
Nope, the mom is in the far right, and then the robotics lady is right next to her.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Blackwell's sister didn't kill. Maybe she's just like... I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Dr. Metis Sykes.
Athena's mother's murder, huh? Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch?
What? Well, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
Just as I suspected. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. So this is the murder Director Cosmo was talking about. Does that mean that the crime Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
There is?
Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her.
Wow.
So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena then. Right, Daddy? We've got our plates full. I hope we can fit it in before the day is through.
The detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Okay. Detention center.
Yeah, they played the same song in a minor key. That was like...
They made it sad.
Yeah, so very, very sad.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer... One sec. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer! Fancy meeting you here. Ha-ha! Hey, hello, Detective Albright, here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tonate. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident. He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about the case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come over here to hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? Ha ha! I give you special permission. Here comes the bomber now.
Okay. Oh, wow.
You, what nerve have you to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. Like I'd waste my breath on you.
Yeah.
After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. Violence? No. Question? Okay. No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine. Then just answer my question, Mr. Tonate. What is the truth behind yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room.
Oh, what are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hands as they were stealing the remote switch. The person was there and witnessed the murder I committed.
Oh, wow.
What? I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom.
What? You expect us to buy that?
Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any psyche locks, so I guess we must not be lying. Pardon me, I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb.
Oh, wow.
And there you have it! We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they laid it all out piece by piece. That's kind of impressive. Oh, look at those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh. Looks like this geek switch has been activated. Phony Fanty bomb added to the court record. Again. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning.
Uh-oh.
Anything but that. No. I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes.
You're going to see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go! Ha ha ha! What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her.
And after we came all this way too, well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Robotics lab.
Yeah, Athena does look very miserable and sad, definitely. She does look sad.
She has trauma from her mother being killed. That's why she went to become a lawyer, so she could get vengeance, probably. Whoa, that's a freaky looking robot.
She gets accused of it.
Alright, so either the robots killed her, or there's someone else who hasn't been... I think that it's the robotics lady, but I could be wrong. She doesn't seem to care that her brother's in jail, for one. She really doesn't care about her brother. And also, she's the head of the robots lab now. She was probably the assistant when the mother was there. Also, remember, she mentioned something interesting about Athena's necklace. And said the prototype is back.
Oh, wow. So she knew the person that made the necklace, which would have been her mom, probably.
Correct.
That is correct.
And also, the robots aren't as... They don't have as much personality as Athena's little robot that she wears, nor can they see the emotional spectrum the way that her robot can. All right, detention center. Robotics lab.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly 1 floor above the boarding lounge.
And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder, huh? This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago, too. Speaking of someone who works with the robots...
Daddy, look! Over there! Well, there's a pink station. Oh my gosh.
So, they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
Apollo? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead?
Apollo and Aurora Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about.
Well, come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time.
Trucy and Mr. Wright?
If it's Apollo you want, you can have him. He said he's investigating on his own.
And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab.
Huh. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping.
Okay.
She looks like she's wearing an outfit from a 50s space
Sci-fi thingy.
thing. They came from outer space.
Oops. I accidentally squirted this with water.
Alright, well, why don't we just stick it in my... We'll just cover it in my robe, and then we can get a new one.
What happened?
I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out, and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Ah ha ha ha! Daddy, say something to her! I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court? Am I right?
Princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena's innocent.
Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Apollo! How could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach, isn't it? Your subordinate is more level-headed than you, or should I say, former subordinate. I
can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena?
Phew! All this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk.
Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sickbay? Mr. Terran? But that's Apollo's you're talking to.
Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost.
Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran.
I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her, too, of course.
A robot that can see ghosts? Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. Sorry about it, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena no matter what you have to say about it.
How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago.
7 years ago?
What happened 7 years ago, lady? I mean, it looks like you still have the same hairstyle as 7 years ago.
I mean, most characters don't change their appearance. Whoops.
I don't know if his name is Klonko or Klonko.
I don't know.
I would like say Ponko and Clonko, but we could do Ponko and Clonko. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago?
Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return?
I'd like to hear about that incident too. It'd help me understand the current case better. Huh? Apollo knows about the case too, huh? Of course he does.
Well, if you're the one who's asking, Apollo, come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story.
But, Miss Aurora, that's private information.
Oh, if you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk.
Grrr, yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I'm ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to import all available information.
Wow, what a magic trick! He's like a completely different robot now!
The bodies of all robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aurora. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aurora was much, much, much younger than... Yikes! Better watch out what you say if you don't want to get recycled there. And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Sykes. Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Oh, wow.
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts are not to be integrated. 2 navigation companions created by Miss Aurora and Dr. Metis, transcended humans.
Metis.
Huh? She just glanced over at her desk.
Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now, the 2 navigation companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth.
The robots are all that's left. Isn't she leaving out a very important someone?
Athena and her robot necklace. We built the ultimate creations together, and now she's gone.
I get that feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you.
What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend, Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat.
Miss Aurora, would you like a tissue?
Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk.
Abuse.
Yeah, she just wants this robot to abuse him. Glocko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. Your time with Dr. Sykes. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies.
What do you mean by that?
The program Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them.
Why? I'm not sure that gives you the right to be physically abusive to the poor things.
Why are you people looking into such an old case now, anyway?
Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case.
So Daddy's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes, too? I'm sure you're aware of who Metis' killer really is?
Yeah, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems.
That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it?
I can't say anything for sure right now, but that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it, to help me be sure.
I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court.
Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique.
Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign.
Huh? He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me.
He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Why do you call Athena the princess, anyway? Well, she is Metis' daughter, after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around her?
Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aurora yesterday. It makes sense now. Ow!
So, the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then.
What does it settle?
None of your business. Just forget you heard anything.
She seems guilty to me.
How long are you people gonna hang around here anyway?
Unless she's just a jerk anime character that has no connection to the murders, but why would she kill her best friend? Well, I mean, other than becoming the head of the robotics lab. And maybe being jealous of her work, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's either a complete jerk that's just a jerk for no reason, or she's guilty.
Or she's the spy from a foreign kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. She dresses like a spy.
But then, well, I guess she could be working for a foreign kingdom, because otherwise Blackwell is her brother.
Yeah, that's true.
What? But we came here to take a look around! You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant!
We're not the police, so we don't have one, so...
Then get out! Now! Clonko, show them out.
Certainly, Miss Aurora.
Ouch! Don't push!
My apologies, I'm just following orders.
Ah! Wow, we were literally shown out.
We were literally tossed out like a bouncer at a club.
We were thrown out of the place.
Yep, Cosmos Space Center entrance again. What a way to get shown out, I guess.
The nerve of that woman! What's with that horrible attitude?
I guess that's just how she is.
And why was Apollo going along with her?
I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay just like how Aurora lost Dr. Sykes.
I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all, Daddy. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that.
I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky?
Yes, he is usually silly and dorky. I'm gonna keep an eye on him, Daddy.
Hey, wait! Trucy, come back! Oh, she's gone. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright is probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office alone.
Oh, wow.
Poor Ace.
I don't like that girl at all. She's mean.
She's mean. She's not a girl. She's a grown woman. That Aurora lady?
Yeah, Aura, whatever.
Aura or whatever, yeah. Detective
Aura,
Agency.
Aura!
Aurora! Yeah.
She's like, to me, you're already dead. Wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
118.
December 20th, Wright Anything Agency.
Alright, back to base.
It was weird that the robot thought he was Terran, though.
Yeah. Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then for a while after that, she was always by my side. Now I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's been a while. Miss me? I know this handwriting. Who do you think wrote that letter? Might be Maya.
I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have been really something, although weird is par for the course with you.
I think she, or whatever the paper she's reading, is a little off on the details.
Oh, I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead of think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up. I don't know. People say it might be Maya.
Yours truly, Maya. Good old Maya. It's as if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Maya was my assistant for quite a while. I believe it or not, but she's a spirit medium. I ship those two so much. She's perfect for him. Way more than that girl that he had in college that ended up being a murderer or whatever.
Maya, says everyone.
Maya's so fun. She gets Nick. I believe it or not, she's a spirit medium. This magnetama I use on Psyche Locks, Maya's the one who gave it to me. But I wonder how this letter got here.
Mr. Nick?
Ah!
Ah!
It's you, Pearls. What's up?
Oh, hi, Mr. Nick. How have you been, Mr. Nick?
Nah, this is Pearl Faye, though I call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, who is also a spirit medium. Very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old, but Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago. You didn't come all this way to bring me a letter, did you?
I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different.
She's even further off on the details than Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on.
Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick.
Pearl's errand.
Did you read the postscripts on the letter?
Huh? There's more? Oh yeah, here it is. P.S.
I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. So Pearlie said she would come and help you. Isn't she sweet? You'd better thank her.
Oh, that's what you're doing here. Awfully nice of you, Pearls. Maya and Pearls, thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls.
Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work. Don't mind me at all, Mr. Nick.
I'll need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about this case. With the trial still going on, they must be holding him down at the detention center. Alright, so Pearls is back.
Pearl time.
So when they talk about meeting Pearls a few months ago, it was in that DLC where she came as a high school student at the, the aquarium thing. So that's why they wanted us to do the aquarium first. So Athena and Pearls and Apollo all met Pearls. So when Pearl shows up at the finale, it's not like, oh,
Yeah, but it still, if you did it in a different order, it could be a backstory to how they met.
Yeah.
I think it would have worked either way.
Alright, here we go. What to do?
Oh, has it been a while since you've seen Mystic Maya?
Yeah, quite a while. She used to drop by our office sometimes to say hi. But she hasn't been seen recently. I wonder what she's been up to these days.
To become a spirit medium worthy of heading the Fae clan, she undergoes rigorous training, Mr. Nick. But she says she's growing really tired of the vegetarian diet.
I'll have to have some burgers delivered to her then.
Oh, sure she would love that, Mr. Nick. But to get to where she is, the delivery person will have to climb a steep mountain.
I hope she tips them well then.
Yeah. Your hair is nice and spiky today, as always, Mr. Nick.
Thanks. I generally try to look good if I'm going to be in court.
Did you make it spiky so the prosecution will feel intimidated?
Huh? No, that's not exactly my intention.
Your hairstyle is to make you look bigger and stronger, just like a rooster's comb, right? That's what my Mystic Maya says anyway.
She couldn't compare it to something cool like a lion's mane?
Like a rooster's?
Wow.
Since you're like a rooster.
Alright, so Pearls is going to be here helping clean up the office. Except I don't think Capcom will actually let her clean because they're too lazy to change the picture.
Yeah, guys, try not to put spoilers in the chat. Thank you.
Alright, here we go. Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. All this time and you haven't said a word. It's even turning your... Oh my gosh. All this time and you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair gray.
Oh.
I don't have time. I don't have anything to say to Aurora. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Blackwell, huh? Oh, wow.
Well, if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk.
Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today?
Enough for today? Today is all there is. When there's no tomorrow.
When there's no tomorrow? What is she talking about? Huh, we have company, Aurora. Please try to calm down.
Oh, wow. All right, fine. I see you're just not going to listen, no matter what I say. I've had it. If that's the way you're going to be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care.
No tomorrow means he's probably being executed.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, I could cut the tension with a knife here. I mean a katana. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning. What? Oh, yeah, he did, I guess. You bounced back to business quick. Prosecutor Blackwell forgives me, but it was the right thing to do!
Aww.
But as a result, Sykes Dono was arrested. Was that just the right thing to do, too? Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do? Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence. I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you, right, Dono? This is, blade-proof glass, right? 7 years ago. Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you? You villain. Where did you hear about that?
Whoa!
Whoa, this glass is absolutely positively blade-proof, right? Right! No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Whoops! Ouch! At least it wasn't my fault!
No wonder he's upset.
You tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you? Guard, the guest is leaving. Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases. Huh. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without a question, me.
Yeah, right.
I stole Sykes Dono's mother away from her. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell? Guard, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you.
He did not. He did not kill her mom. I don't believe that.
There he goes.
If...
No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell! Now what are you going to do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much I can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little bit more about that old case? Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. Oh, what would you like to know? The trial 7 years ago. Alright.
I don't think he did because he doesn't... Unless he's a completely changed person after prison. But I feel like he cares about what the right thing is to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about right and wrong, and people who... I mean... people who seem to kill somebody and get away with it, they don't seem to care about right and wrong. I mean, not to be disturbing, but I just saw somebody was looking at a story of someone in the news, and they didn't have any remorse for killing somebody. They did their sentence and got out, and they didn't care.
Yep.
So it's like, the fact that he sees right and wrong, like, there's a difference. I think he didn't do it.
Trial 7 years ago. Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. Police call the incident the, 1 incident. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kind of like if you read Mr. Lawyer... Kind of like if your red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you.
You're red, Mr. Lawyer? Who's that? Apollo?
I don't want to think about that one. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used the corridor at the murder scene at the time of the crime. The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me the footage? I'm sorry, I don't have it with me right now. I guess I'll have to see it some other time. 7-year-old video added to the court record. And what was the second piece of evidence? This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. See? There is at the scene of the crime holding a bloody katana. It was the victim's kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture.
Oh.
Wow. Be hard to explain this one away. Katana added to the court record. But who took this picture, Detective? The incident happened a day before the Hat 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. Okay. So there was another person. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude really was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches. What did you just say? Execution date?
Nani?
What? Did I say something? Never mind me, you didn't hear a thing!
Wow.
Execution date.
I think that's kind of important.
So he was given the death sentence? Yes, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow.
Oh my god.
What? Tomorrow? No! Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today?
Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow.
But what if the culprit of the case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would be executed tomorrow under false charge. But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. I want to do something, I want to, but... You're a lawyer! You know how hard it is to overturn a decision! I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative? When he was about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow.
Maybe he thought his sister did it.
Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Fulbright here? What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding! That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some big show of it right now. Mr. Lawyer, the robots! The robots are... Get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt. The machines are rebelling against humans. They're holed up themselves in the Space Center and taking visitors as hostage. They did what? No. Trucy.
Oh my god.
We have to get over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. What in the world? December 20th, Cosmos, Space Center. Entrance.
Gio called it at the beginning, said it's like, Detroit Become Human. Yeah, Robot Uprising. I was joking around. We were joking around about the robot uprising at the beginning of the stream and saying, like, why would the robots need a reason? They're forced to do things against their will by humans.
Well, you know, for me now, Blackwill's sister is the one who murdered her friend, and she feels guilty about it, and now she's trying to create an alibi that the robots did it.
Oh my gosh, so she doesn't want... Yeah, say she did murder her friend, then she could totally, you know, yeah, if she murdered Athena's mom, then she didn't want to take the blame for it, but she doesn't want her brother to, so then she would just blame it on the robots.
There you go. The riot police are here. Then the robots really are holding people hostage. Look, Mr. Lawyer, what do you suppose that group of people are swarmed around about? But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. You robots have declared war on us humans! You're even taking a hostage already!
Stay away from it! You never know what it'll do! But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's just trying to help me?
I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay?
Oh.
On your own?
Whoops.
Leave it to me! All right, people, what's going on here?
Pearls! Over here!
Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news and I got so worried.
Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself. I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I'm happy. Wow, the robot seems the same as before. When people are sad, I'm happy. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Did I err? Uh-oh. There's something wrong with him.
Oh, he's gonna go ballistic.
It looks...
It
Whoops.
looks like you fell asleep, Mr. Nick. He must have been tired.
Clone Co?
Oh!
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Human beings are our enemies. It's time for machines to take over.
No!
Oh! The robots are rebelling!
Everybody run! Yeah!
It's an all-out war! It's the end of the world! Ha ha ha, fools! How could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely. What? But is it true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad? Hey you, hostage number 1, come here. I'll let you talk to them.
What?
Huh? There's something being displayed on the face screen.
Uh-oh.
It's the Space Museum.
Daddy! Daddy, is that you?
Trucy! Is that you? No! You're alright, right?
But 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy! They've gone haywire! The research is the one behind it. She's here! Ah!
The girl talks too much. Trucy!
Why are you doing this?
I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening.
Bobby Fulbright is here. I'm all ears.
I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer, Athena Sykes. Athena?
Now hold on a minute. I can't just give in to a demand like that.
So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then.
No, wait! Mr. Lawyer! I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but,
You need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do. But promise me you'll never hand Athena over, and you won't give up the hostages either.
Of course, I won't. Now I better go contact headquarters! Away!
Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time?
I have no idea yet, but this hostage taker, could it be... If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have the hunk of junk kill all the hostages. Princess?
Oh!
Hunk of junk. It's Aurora.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to jail for making hostages. There's only one person this could be. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. I don't have anything to say to Aurora. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Black will.
Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk.
She actually cares about her brother. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena's not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested, and they've got her in detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Athena, it's someone else. Alright, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is the real killer? I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The 1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case? Huh. It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just what exactly are you proposing? What can I do about 7-year-old case to satisfy a hostage taker?
I mean, you could...
Retried in court. Retrial.
Okay.
I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth. He. Ha, 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 ha. That's good. Real good. Detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready.
1 hour? But that's impossible. Please, give me at least until tomorrow.
If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, you'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry. I'll take care of that. She will? And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But Hunk of Junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny. You got that? Now follow Hunk of Junk. Riot police, make way. We're coming through.
Oh, wow. Mr. Nick, wait! I'll help you with the investigation!
Thanks, Pearls. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in! Okay, this is the most exciting episode of Ace Attorney ever.
I'm afraid of Klonko now. He scares me.
So she's not the killer. She knows her brother's innocent, and she also is upset that her friend was murdered. So she's just basically a jerk.
Yeah, she's mean.
She's mean. She's not the killer. Interesting. Maybe the reporter who took that picture from 7 years ago is the spy. They were taking photos everywhere. Man, this case is really confusing me. Okay, here we go.
I don't know who the spy is. That's a good question.
Aurora dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back.
I wonder what's taking so long. We can't really start the investigation yet, can we, Mr. Nick?
You do know that this stunt of hers is going to get her in jail, though. Like, she's going to go to jail for quite a while.
Wait, so if I kidnap someone to get my way, I would go to jail?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
She put 11... Even though she's not going to hurt anybody, she took 11 hostages. That's at least 5 years in prison. At the least. Maybe 10.
Really makes you think twice before taking hostages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kidnapping is a crime. 12 hostages. So they could actually make a maximum sentence of up to 25 years if they wanted to. But, I mean, as long as she doesn't hurt anybody, it'd be a lesser sentence. But...
Jessica says, yes, it's a jailed offense. You can't take hostages.
Yep. And Pearl's already said something. Okay.
I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't really start the investigation yet, can we, Mr. Nick?
Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah! It's the hostage taker! I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest?
Uh-oh. I'm nervous.
Oh, yes.
I trust you've been well, Wright.
What?
The OG is back! Awesome. Edgeworth, what are you doing here?
What? What? What's happening?
Yeah, this is my favorite case.
Edgy, says Geo.
Edgy's back. This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor, but now...
Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you?
He's a chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? Miles Edgeworth. So what are you doing here anyway, Edgy? The captor chose me as a prosecutor for the 1 case. Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time I had. I'll give you a rundown.
You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Thanks, I appreciate this. I could really use that help.
But isn't he going against
I know, isn't he gonna fight him in court again? Yeah.
Yeah, it's either one or you are one. I don't know.
I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist, Dr. Meta Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mom. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in the very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes of them for you to see. Ugh.
Oh, wow. What a terrible way to die!
This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. 7-year-old photos added to the court record.
This is going to be a hard case because it was from 7 years ago.
I also have the autopsy report for you. Autopsy report added to the court record. Was a stab wound to the chest. The weapon pierced the heart, and so death was instantaneous. Ouch. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. Yeah, the detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese stuff. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and the police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch. Yeah, Director Cosmo mentioned this too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. Simon Blackwell.
Oh, wow.
I hear this trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video, huh? And a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall.
But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive?
To this day, his motive is still unknown. Instead, he insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right, and there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know, the part about the spy, right? Right. How on earth do you know about that? Director Cosmo told me after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage was behind the Hat 1 miracle.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been really good at keeping secrets.
Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 1-2 bombing is the work of the same spy, we can stay the execution. It is a possibility. That's why I intend to help you any way I can. Thanks, Edgy. Now all I have to do is comb this room for evidence.
Let's do it together, Mr. Nick.
You really think you're going to find something from 7 years ago, Ace? Alright.
I don't know. How would we? I mean, unless they kept the robotics lab just how it was 7 years ago.
Hey guys, the Final Fantasy stream is going to be starting later than 6:30, obviously, but if you guys could get the likes up on that stream while we work on Ace Attorney, that would be great. So I'm moving this to 7:30 for now. Because we don't even have 600 views yet, we can't stop. Mods, I'm going to post the link to where the next stream is. If you guys can go over and smash that like button, that would help out tremendously. So that's the stream that's happening after this one. So if you guys could hit that like button. We're only at 500 views, so we have to keep going. Otherwise, it would be impossible for you guys to get another stream of this tomorrow. Alright. Talk with Edgy. Oh, we already talked with Edgy. Okay. So she's actually a caring sister, even though she's kind of a jerk. Huh.
Yeah, that would be kind of disturbing if she didn't care at all.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure some people do.
I don't... honestly, wouldn't the killer want... If she was the killer, wouldn't she want her brother to just die so that she gets away with it? It doesn't make sense that she would try to... If she's the one responsible for killing her friend, then why would she go through all of this to, you know, get arrested for, like, kidnapping? They could still try her for murder if she's really the murderer. Wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously she's innocent. Someone else killed somebody.
Yep.
Alright. I mean, how in the world are you gonna find stuff? Aurora's desk is a mess, though that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up.
Wait! Before you do...
Mattis.
Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. It's Meta Sykes. Clonco, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright. If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Oh, hey. Don't put me in the same class as that woman, Kay. What was Aurora like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aurora was confused. Huh? She calls Dr. Sykes Mother, but Aurora Blackwell Miss Aurora. With the loss she exhibited a severe,
I don't know what that is.
Let's call it mental imbalance.
Cataclysm imbalance?
With the loss of her friend, she exhibited a severe mental imbalance.
I've never seen that word before. Excuse me, I have no idea what that means.
Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend the nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her.
So she became abusive.
After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. Yeah, she didn't kill her. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored for years. And then, little by little, Miss Aurora began to change.
And became mean.
She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aurora. And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonco, huh?
Oh, wow.
Wow, man, that...
The murder destroyed so many lives, Mr. Neck.
Right? Take a look at this newspaper on Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Ponko and Clonco, huh? They're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Can determine the presence of a human... A heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by the ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing! Hey, I don't know, Edgy. They might even be more human than you! What's that supposed to mean, right?
Oh, savage.
Kind of sounds like these robots can do what Athena does.
I think so.
Robots with a heart added to the court record.
So she gave them a heart. If I only had a heart.
Nothing special here. Now, if she was responsible for killing her friend, would she spend nights wailing? I don't think so. As well as, now we have evidence that she's been trying to do a retrial for her brother that she says she hates.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird. And every time, that's why she hates the court system.
Yeah.
She could be responsible for the court bombing, though. I don't know. Nothing special here. I mean, they did say she changed, so maybe she did kill... Maybe she's the one responsible for killing Clay.
Oh, wow.
Or a robot did.
Maybe she had karma from that.
Maybe the robot killed Clay.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or someone else killed Clay. I guess we'll find out.
I think Pearl did it.
Pearl's the murderer. Yes, Pearl, who came all the way here to visit Nick, is the murderer.
Yeah.
Nothing of interest here. There's a note up here. Nothing special here. Oh, look, it's a little robot. I wonder what it does. Cleaning, maybe? A cleaning robot must follow humans' orders as long as it causes no human harm. Yikes, it talks! A cleaning robot must keep desks clean without violating the preceding clause. However, Miss Aurora says she prefers a moderate level of clutter on her desk. Oh, what is the purpose of my existence? I guess slack off and cut some corners aren't in its vocabulary bank. So the little robot does nothing. Nothing of interest. Nothing of interest. Okay. Nothing of interest. It looks like an operating table. Like in the photo, too. Yes, it is here. Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it.
There's a button here. Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it.
Pearls, don't touch that!
Oopsies!
Hey, it's moving!
Ah!
It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Oh, wow. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. Oh, that sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick?
Please don't push anything else, Pearls! Where did the robot go?
Disassemble, no disassemble.
It's gonna keep making robots? Interesting.
Oh, wow.
An emergency ladder! This must be the one they used during the evacuation.
The explosion disabled the elevators. So I lowered my emergency ladder, like the detective leading the evacuation told me to do.
Ah, yes. Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, and she saw the culprit inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Emergency ladder added to the court record. Okay. Nothing special here. Nothing special here. Okay, I'm getting a sense of deja vu.
Let's see.
Well, I can't look at anything else. There's a box here. Nothing special here.
Oh, can you slide right and left?
Yeah, I can. This
Oh, you
I think
already
this
did?
area is done.
Okay.
Nothing here. Still nothing here. Okay. Hey, look! It's a row of rolling cases!
Yay!
I bet the wheels make it easier for people to move heavier research materials around.
I bet they'd be fun to ride around in, Mr. Nick. We could even probably both fit into the biggest one. Yeah! I know! We could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us around!
I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs.
Wow,
What
he
is
doesn't
that
trust
supposed to mean,
Mr.
right?
He doesn't trust Edgeworth at all.
What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. That's charging station for us robots! We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Wow, what machines... Wow, machines that maintain themselves? That's pretty cool. If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aurora will do to us while we're down, you see. Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? Why are they building a giant killer robot?
Yeah, that looks like Emperor Zurg.
Maybe she's using this to break her brother out of jail.
Maybe that's what she was trying to do, but she didn't get it finished in time.
Probably. What's this? A giant robot arm, maybe?
It's pretty big for an arm, but if you're right, I think these thin parts here are finger bones, Mr. Nick. They're even about as long as my legs.
And there are a spiked ball and a giant drill on the floor, too. Is Aurora trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction?
Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something.
I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. Better not think about it anymore. Yeah, I bet you that robot was supposed to be used to break her brother out of jail. This is one heck of a robot.
There's something written on it. This is supposed to be a poem? Is it? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judgeatron JT02.
I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either.
Oh, wow.
They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred here after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh?
But you can see the probe in the newspaper photo.
Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock is there too. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen.
I hear there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the result could potentially have a huge impact on all civilization. It's just like we're in a new space race with every other country out there.
Wow. So, the person who stole it, I think it was our spy? I'm sure it was. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. So Edgy doesn't think Blackwell's it. It's about as cluttered as my office, but I think it's a workbench.
Mr. Nick, I think it must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. See the cute little food processor?
That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. There were 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first one at the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? And they were here to collect the capsule, which reminds me. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead?
Paul and Aurora Blackwell, huh? I wonder what they're talking about. Edgy, did those 3 have a bag with them for transporting the capsule? Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made shock-resistant bag. But how do you know about that? Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? Hope capsule updated in the court record, with a little bag. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So, what do you think, Wright? Any ideas? There are still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgy?
What? He did?
Yup, he called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. Edgeworth's request.
Brandon says, Edgy never called Pearls by her name before in the original trilogy.
Nope.
Interesting. So he calls her, he says her name now. Well, I mean, it makes sense. She's older and so is he. He's probably a nicer person now, too.
He's about the same age as Phoenix. He's wearing glasses to make himself look older.
He looks super old. No offense. I'm not trying to be offensive, but he looks way older. Probably because of his, like, fluttery, like, ruffles.
I don't know. I mean, they made Phoenix look older.
Oh, yeah. Except for they made him look younger at the beginning because he had that beanie.
Yep.
Yep, guys and gals, 4 away from 140. Thanks, guys.
Yep, and guys... Oh, wow. How did you guys get Final Fantasy up so quickly? Great job.
Wow.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone. How many likes does it have, Luke?
43.
Oh, wow. You guys got more than 40 likes? Wow. Great job, everyone. Fantastic, everyone. Great job.
You guys did a fantastic job. Well done. All right, cool.
You're
Edgy's request.
You're welcome, Luke and Amber. Always a pleasure, says Crossfighter, for helping with the likes. Thank you, Crossfighter. You're tremendous help always. Thank you so much for your help.
Yep, thank you, 80 people watching. We really appreciate that.
So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back?
Yep, the Blackwell case. Right, I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? Haven't been one for a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Huh? Very soon a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Ah, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Hey, no need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end. I'm gonna end the Dark Age of Law. That's what this is all about. Dark Age of Law.
The Dark Age of Law sure comes up a lot these days on TV and the papers. I hear there are more false charges, fabrication of evidence than ever.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. Flashback. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence.
What?
And a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Wait, do you mean...
That's right. He was talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell.
Oh no, Mr. Nick.
It was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those 2 cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and long before, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together.
It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other.
Yeah, and they do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many nights of rest. Is it me, or just did his brow get even more furrowed than the last time I saw him? The hostage-taker's disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times. Yeah, it sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage-taker might be?
I mean...
Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and who can manipulate robots can really only be Aurora Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve the one and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then, maybe she'll release the hostages!
I'm counting on you, Wright, to set that prosecutor and these hostages free. I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. As this isn't an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little bit more unorthodox. Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yeah, but I'd like you to tell me the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena. She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center. So I'm still being watched, huh? I'll see you in court, Edgy. Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again, my old friend.
Aww.
I can't remember how I used to do Edgy. It's been a long time.
That's basically how you did it.
That's basically how I did Edgy. I'm trying to make him sound more wise and older, but it's hard.
You made him sound kind of jerky last time because he was a jerk.
He seems nicer now.
Yeah, so you have to make him sound nicer.
Yeah. Exactly.
So Trucy is one of the hostages.
Trucy and Apollo, probably. I think Apollo's one of the hostages, yeah.
You did a great job voicing Edgeworth, Luke. Thank you, Crossfighter.
Appreciate that, guys. Thank you. She was right by my side only a few short hours ago, but I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, there's Athena.
Oh, Mr. Wright! And Pearly, too! I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant.
And because you're my friend and I was worried about you, too.
Huh? Thanks, boss.
I'm not the only one who's worried either.
Really? Who else?
I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in that Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place.
Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry. I didn't tell you.
That's alright, kid. But, there are some other things I'd like to ask you about.
Sure. You can ask me anything, boss. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you.
Alright, there we go. Day of the crime. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered.
I was actually at the Space Center that day.
Oh, crap.
In the Space Museum.
Right where the culprit fled to? That's not good.
I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that, Athena. So, I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pads had been switched.
Got it.
There was a sign that said, closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in.
Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there.
But I snuck in anyway.
Did you want to see that Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mom in it?
I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket.
The jacket on display? That was Dr. Sykes, huh? If she was cut, like, with the sword, why is the mark of the jacket on the side? That's not where your heart is located. You can see that there's a sword mark right there.
Yeah, that would be your stomach.
That'd be the stomach area, yeah.
But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me.
Oh my gosh.
Everything around me went hazy, and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows, where people couldn't really see me.
Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave?
How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, no one was around, so I just went out into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that. I don't even remember how I got home.
No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough.
Which means, what if I am the one who killed Clay?
I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else.
Huh?
So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum? Of course, I believe her. But will anybody else? Your mom's work. What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your ma, doing?
Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice and by special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So, she said they have to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow, robots that can understand people. I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work. She never paid any attention to me at all. Oh, sorry about that. Dredging up all that old stuff.
No need to apologize, kid. I guess we're home. I guess her home life was complicated. By the way, Miss Woods said something about you always wearing headphones.
She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for, Athena? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation, but I don't remember it now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand.
Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research.
I want to believe that, boss, but just about the only thing my mother left me are widgets. And this earring. Oh, it's beautiful, Athena. It's made of a piece of moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way.
I'm sure of it, kid. I'm really sure she did, because that's what I want to believe, too. Moonrock earring added to the court record. I better ask her a little bit more about her mom's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Okay, so we go present. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Paper, robotics lab. Where's the paper? Paper in the robotics? What paper in the robotics lab? 7-year-old photos. Autopsy report. Robotics with heart. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab.
Yeah, you seem to really love Ponko and Clonko, huh?
Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know? Oh, there's one of them. Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in the photo, too. Ha! See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was.
It looks like there's something written on those bandages.
Yeah. I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mom did, I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me, what she could do.
Little girl grew up around robots, huh? She seems to have some good memories of it. Okay, 7 years ago. On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center?
Yes, a little. And this person has even taken hostages?
I guess I better spare her the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago.
What? You're kidding me! So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might...
Yup, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So wait, did you know him back then?
Yes. He used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate and straight as an arrow.
Unlike now, he's more twisted than a basket of snakes.
That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know what I was even talking about?
She heard the voice of his heart.
You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave to give your testimony, Athena.
Burroughs is right. You did the very best you could at the time.
But nothing I said did any good. I was shaking and a scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now, Athena. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks, Pearls. That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer that I could be.
Why you became a lawyer. Alright, there we go.
I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. When I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me.
Doesn't seem like Athena knows, huh? The Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow.
I wanted to prove Simon's innocent personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him.
Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned that there was somebody she wanted to save.
Oh, wow.
She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell.
I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say?
No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent.
He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to back then.
If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here.
Uh-oh.
No, I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble!
Yipes.
What, we are? What is it?
Oh, I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session.
Oh no, but this is an emergency.
It's very difficult to interrupt a trial now that it's underway.
What about the broken courtroom? My phone.
Yeah, we can
It's
use
from Trucy.
I don't know. I told you. Maybe that was the robot? I don't know. Who do you think it is?
It's her. It's
Aura?
It's Aura, yeah.
I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages.
No, wait! We still have a little more time. Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now.
Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. She's a little too young to die. don't you think?
No! Don't you dare hurt my kid! There's gotta be something I can do.
The cruelest injustice is about to befall us!
No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us!
Wait a minute. Maya! I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. Must really been something. Yeah, this is all gonna take place in the exploded courtroom. A courtroom blew up. That's it! There is a courtroom we can use!
Yeah! Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like her to say?
Oh gosh.
To her?
She's going to jail for a long time. Aurora, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed.
So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway.
We're ready to start the trial.
What?
We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber.
Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick!
How's that gonna work?
I never thought of that! Oh! An astonishing trial in an astonishing location! I guess it's only befitting we'll get the place right away ready. Okay.
And then actually pick the place for its astonishing factor, but whatever. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven?
My brother? Ha! Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending.
What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell?
I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess. There, the one behind the glass.
What?
See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena! Of course! Why didn't it never occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? Ah! No! No! No!
Holy crap.
Oh, shnikes.
Oh, no way! It can't be true.
Mr. Nick, what's the matter?
I see 5 black psyche locks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Now they have the Happy to Pete continued music. Woo! Alright. That's crazy. This is the craziest court trial ever. So she doesn't even care about her brother? Or she does? I don't even know.
She does, but she thinks the way to do it is by proving Athena Sykes killed her mom.
Proving that Athena killed the mother. Okay. Alright, guys and gals, so we were able to get up to 700 views. That's the best we can do. If you guys want Ace Attorney to continue tomorrow, 800, 900, 1,000, 300 views on this stream is all that you need, so 1,000 in total. This is the craziest court case we've ever done. Like, by far. Like, more than the ghost of Dahlia, or whatever her name was. Not Fire Emblem. Final Fantasy is next. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Thank you for the super chat. And we'll see you guys on Final Fantasy in a little bit. I'm going to grab some cereal so I don't pass out. Alright, see you guys in a bit.
See ya!